on. It's been 13 days since the last one. And yeah, I thought I'd come on and just answer a couple of your questions if anybody's up for that. I'll just wait until some people come in. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. Please smash that like button as well. Please smash that like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got, I've got some, I'm in the studio right now. In my studio, it's just a bit, needs doing up a bit. But yeah, I'm getting nice neon sign coming. Been in here probably about a month now, so just been doing that, just sorting everything out. All the walls need repainting and stuff, which is going to be happening on Saturday, so that's good. But yeah, it's good, man. It's my own little space, and it's all good to go. So what's going on, Paul? What's going on, Victor? Nozick, what's going on? Hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. I thought I'd jump on here quick and just answer some of your questions. Stevie Alvarez, what's going on, mate? Reef Brown, what would you say is the best way to experiment with the drop system? I would just start with getting triple black. This is what I use, triple black dynamic, and then I've got a normal black dynamic, which is over here. This is the normal dynamic black. So I use this for my dark black. So anything that's full on black, I'll use this, and then I'll use dynamic for my grey washes. And I just start by doing just half, although I do six cups, the first cup being full triple black, and then the next 5 cups is this one. And I'll just go full, half full, and then 12 drops, 6 drops, 3 drops, 1 drop. Just drop it down every time for, yeah, like in half. Paul Gavin, what's going on? Yeah, mate, I'm just trying not to think about shit with everything going on. It's a hard time for myself. Yeah, it's not great, but I've just got to try and stay positive. Can you tell me where I can buy good cartridges from Nozick on online shopping? I buy my cartridges from, I buy them from Killer Ink or Barber DTS. That's very good. Killer Ink's European as well, so I'd probably go for that site. Lee Wilson, I appreciate you for that comment. And Paul Galvin, appreciate you. John, hello from Georgia, USA. What's going on, John? Steve Alvarez says, what stroke do I use on my machine? So this is Bishop Wand. This is a 5-stroke machine. I use this today. New member, Mehmed Haidar. Appreciate you for the new member. Yeah, I use this for like line work and stuff like that. It really hits solid. And then I use my Acus machine, which I absolutely love. I love this machine. I think it's unreal. This is the Acus M1 tattoo machine. It's just awesome. This has got a 4.5 stroke in this, but I've recently been running it a bit higher. For my, I'll show you exactly what I run it at. So I run it at 104, this is backwards I think on here, 104 hertz at M-3. That's what I've been using for my black and greys, and it's been super smooth. I have been using recently the Bishop shader as well, just on really rough. If a client comes in and he's got or she's got quite red skin, I'll tend to use the shader because I haven't experienced this machine, the Acus. I mean, I've been using this for about 5 or 6 months now, but I haven't experienced this with a whole lot of skin. So if I know I want to lay down, well, it's more to do with how comfortable I am, because I don't want to be experimenting on a high end piece that someone's paying a lot of money for, with with a new machine that I don't really know what to do in tricky situations, i.e. client skin that could be potentially bad, redness and stuff like that. So because I've been using a Bishop shader for a few years now, I know exactly what I need to do and like what volts to run it at. So that's the reason I use the Bishop shader on rough skin. But I'll, as time goes by, I'm going to slowly transition to every single tattoo with the Acus, which is pretty much 80%, 90% now anyway. But yeah, what about an interview with a blackout tattoo artist? Yeah, I mean, I could do that. It's definitely one for the books. Mehmed Haider, the new member, says, which time is best to use a round shader? I use a round shader in very small areas. Like I'll use a round shader maybe to do the black parts of the pupil in eyes. Why not stick with the Bishop shader? Because I feel like you're limited with that machine. If you do a specific style, say like a David Vega style, he does only portraits basically. He'll just do portrait work. He won't really do anything else. Like 90%, 95% of his work is he knows what he's doing, and he'll use the shader for that, because it's just a solid machine to do that kind of work. Whereas I do like roses, I'll do like solid black areas. I'll be doing background work. I'll be doing different textures and stuff like that. It limits your ability to do that. But where you've got a lot more setup controls with the Acus, you can change how hard the motor hits. You can change obviously the volts and stuff like that. And you can set it up in a way where you've got different cams in there as well. So I use a 4.5 cam on this, and you can change it to a 3.7 or a 3, I believe, or 3.2, I think it is. Bishop or FK irons? Bishop for sure, 100%. I'm not a fan of FK irons, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, or you can just kind of go through with the Bishop Packer, which is really good for black and grey work, and you can lower the volts on that as well. But to be honest, the Packer does hit very hard, so that's why you need to counteract that with lowering your voltage. Otherwise, you're just going to mess the skin up. But with the Acus, it's built differently, man. It's got a motor that's I've never felt. It's been like no other. Please smash that like button, guys. Please subscribe if you're new. 80% of people that watch the videos aren't even subscribed, so please hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon as well, so you can when I go live. What about an interview with the black? Yeah, I've read that by Abby Garcia. It's also important to note which size the tubs are when you're using. Yes, it is. So I use large tubs. Have I got some here? I use this is what I use. So I use the 16mm cups. You can see that. These are just the Piranha ones. This is the type of cups I use. 16mm. That's what I use. These are from Portugal. And it's 1,000 in there. By artists, for artists, anytime, anywhere. There you go. That's a bit of plug-in. Piranha Tattoo Supplies. These are just the ones that I get. So these are the ones I use. 16mm cups, which are classed as large, I believe. Thank you for the likes on the video, guys. JC Valterra, what's going on? Kevin Davis, what's up? Corey Reb. Appreciate you, bro. I wonder if the mix is getting mixed up with more black if you switch between cups. Yeah, so that was from Rian Rian G. Beerink. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But yeah, so when you go from light to dark or dark to light, you need to make sure between dipping in different shades of ink, you need to wash your needle out. Otherwise you're just gonna dilute slowly dilute every cup with the same ink, and it's just going to be the same color. So that's a massive thing you need to do. Would you recommend for a stipple 3-round liner? Yeah. 3-round liner is definitely the best way to go. Just the standard needle is fine. 0.35 for stippling. I would use a higher stroke machine as well. It doesn't really matter about the voltage. Some people like really slowing their hand speed down. It depends. Like obviously hand speed and voltage, you need to try and weigh them up in a balance between how fast your hand's going and how fast machine's going, so you don't get lines and you don't get dots too far apart. So you just need to just move your hand in the speed you need to move it with. Kevin Davis says, are you going to come to the US? Yes, mate, I am coming to the US next year. I'm going to the US Embassy very soon, towards the end of this year, to get all my visas and stuff ready, and Esther's. So I'll be coming to the US next year, 100% confirmed. I'll probably spend about 3 months out there. So while I'm out there, if people want me to come to their city, if there's enough people, I'll come. Caden Rodriguez says, what kind of water do you use for your rinse cups? Distilled or sterile? I use distilled. I use distilled water. Sterile water is basically exactly the same. And there's deionized water, which is not good. But yeah, distilled water is the best stuff. It just takes all the impurities out of it. I actually use the smart water, to be honest, because that's distilled and it's put electrolytes in it. And it seems really nice for me. Keeps down redness and stuff like that. So that's what I use. I use smart water, or just any distilled water will be fine. Have you tested the Sigma brand? That was from Jennifer Downey. I haven't. The Stigma, sorry. I haven't. I'm sure they do needles. Do they do needles, Stigmas? Because if they do needles, I've definitely tried the needles and I'm not a fan. Caden Rodriguez, morning, brother. Des, what's up, bro? I'm looking to get a new machine. Trying to figure out which to get. I was thinking the Acus. I love the Acus. If you go onto my Instagram, the latest post that I did the Lion and the Rose, super smooth, came out really smooth, from a guy that flew over from Germany to get tattooed by me here in the UK. And I used the Acus on that, and it's just an amazing machine. He had quite hard skin as well. He had quite rough skin. He bled a lot, but it came out really, really, really nice. And I used a bit of numbing spray as well, because he was struggling towards the end with the white highlights, and obviously numbing spray makes the skin even harder to work with. And it smashed it. Yeah, it came out really, really, really smooth. So I definitely tried the Acus out. I know it's a bit more expensive than other tattoo machines, but you've got like 3 or 4 machines in one here, because you can change so much on it. So you literally only need to use one machine for everything, as long as you set it up right and stuff like that between like different styles. Kevin Davis says, have you used the Painful Pleasures brand? I haven't. Henry Jephthah, what's going on, brother? What do you think about the Soul Nova Limited for black and grey? It was my first machine, but I traded it in for the shade. I kind of regret it. Do you know what? I think the Soul Nova uses a 4mm cam, I believe. Is that right? I'm not sure. But the Soul Nova is the same people that make the Acus. The Soul Nova was invented by the 2 guys that make this machine. It's good. You had the 3.5. Yeah, it's just built differently. Like this is what I'm going to do a podcast soon as well with the owners of Acus, just so I can get more background and stuff like that. I think it would spread a lot of light on their plans going forward as well, because this is their first ever machine and it's a killer. It kills. This is killed the game in terms of how good it is for a first machine. But because they make all of the best Shayan machines, it doesn't surprise me that it's incredible. Ink Boy, what's going on, bro? Do you have any idea about the Quatat S1 and if it's good or not? I don't, mate. I've heard of it, but I don't know if it's any good. It's too difficult to read in hertz for me. Instead of just seeing voltage, that's why I traded it in, because I didn't really understand it. Yeah, see, I'm not too sure on how to read hertz towards voltage, because 104 hertz is what I've been using recently on the Acus, and I think that translates into like 6 volts or something, which is super low in terms of voltage. It's like a medium kind of ground in terms of voltage, but it's I just go off of how it feels. Honestly, I just go off how it feels. I switched my direct drive from 3.5 to 4.2 and lowered the volts a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, man. There you go. Smashes it in. Like the number one thing for tattooing is you want to try and get the ink in the skin in as least passes as possible. If you can manage to set up your machine like that, where you have to go 1 or 2 passes, then it's normally good. It's normally good like that. Do you autoclave your Bishop grips? I don't, to be honest. I soak them in. I soak them in. I soak them in. What's it called? What's the name of it called? I think it's called Distel. Distel, which is a hard disinfectant. It's like medical grade. So yeah, you can. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Distel. Yeah, I just soak them in Distel and just make sure it's all properly cleaned. And then yeah, I mean, you're good to go. You rewrap it in cling film and you're good to go, as long as you've thinged it. Vlad Blad Avenger Pro. Never. I've heard of Vlad Blad, obviously, but I haven't. Singapore tuning in. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't tried any other brands than the big hitters, you know. But yeah, autoclave. I mean, if you're using, if you're touching, you know, normally a lot of autoclave clavers is they use like stainless steel grips and they touch the grips. They don't wrap the grips really, especially on like machines like coil machines. A lot of old school people just touch the metal grips. I mean, that's where you need to really autoclave it, because they don't really wrap it. And obviously blood on stainless steel, like you need to, you know, autoclave it to get, you know, the blood from between the grip and stuff like that. So wrapping it in grip tape and stuff like that is more than enough, as long as you clean it and do that. Do you ever view your followers on Instagram? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I sometimes go through my Instagram and check out some work. Yeah, man. You can always DM me. I always look at DMs. How often do you disinfect them between tats? Every single time, bro. Every time. I do it before my tattoo and then after my tattoo. So it's getting 2 cleans before I set up for my next one. Do you know what I mean? So after my tattoo, I'll disinfect it. And then before my tattoo, I'll disinfect it again, making sure, you know, while it's been sat there for like a day, it's not, you know, it's clean. This is from Steve Alvarez, sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong. How can you tell if you're damaging skin too much? It will just start to get super red, super inflamed. You'll see the skin bleed a lot more. You'll notice it goes like a burgery, like a texture of a burger is one of the terms I've used. And yeah, that's I think just bleeding and skin redness is probably the number one thing. Do you tattoo every day? Yes, I tattoo 5 days a week. Brazil, what's going on? Pasta Ricardo. Tariq, I use 5.5 volts on my packer and 7 volts on my shader for stippling. Cool, man. What voltage do you stipple with? The Bishop liner. I would probably stipple with, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Let's gauge it. I've got a Bishop. That's 4 volts. I'd use 5 volts. I'd use 5 volts on that for sure. 5 volts. What stencil app do you use? Ellen Wood Slim asked that. I use Tattoo Stencil, I think it's called. I think it's called Tattoo Stencil. Please smash a like on the video, guys. 77 people watching. That's amazing for a live stream. Let's try and get to 100 before it ends. I've only got 10% battery now on this camera, so there we go. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the support. Podcast coming this week, Wednesday, so keep a lookout for that. Don Brown, it's going to be awesome. And I'll be announcing another podcast soon after that one. Kevin Davis says, do you have any ideas on recommendations on struggling to gain followers and gaining clients? Do you offer deals or anything like that? I don't, to be honest. I'm not really a big, no worries, Hyder. I'm not really a big fan of like paying for, like people that take my course. I'll always, share their work and stuff like that. People that have bought courses and stuff like that, they'll send me updates and how their work's progressing, and I'll share their work on my Instagram. But I think really it's design work, putting some designs out, then paying for posts. I think that's probably the best way, is just paying for a bit of reach on Instagram, Facebook and places like that. Doing discounts as well, setting up competitions that's a really good one. Setting up competitions for like a day free tattooing. Make sure your followers tag a friend, 2 friends in the comments, and you'll see the engagement go up for sure. Do you accept the beginner to learn in your shop? When the shop's all done, it's only a small room, but I'm thinking about taking one-on-one clientele in here. If you want to do like a one-on-one seminar with me, I'll have you, once the shop's all ready and done, hopefully in the next month or two, I'm getting a big TV screen over there. I've got a nice whiteboard as well. I'm going to stick up on the wall just so I can start actually teaching people properly, one-on-one. So yeah, I'll be maybe taking on like maybe 2 or 3 artists, and then I'll get you to tattoo fake skin and stuff like that. And then if you want to go the next step up, I can tattoo. We can do like a collab together, and I can make sure you tattoo the way I tattoo before you leave, kind of thing. So we'll tattoo a real person together, basically. Did you say you couldn't draw before you started? I mean, I could draw. I wasn't. When I look back on my art, how I tattoo to the standard I tattoo now, I'm like, oh, that's awful. But I could draw. I think I could probably draw if I set out my mind to it, because I'm just really good at copying like things. Like tattooing is basically copying a reference, and I was really good at that growing up. I've got 6% batteries. So do you do any cover-ups? I don't tend to do cover-ups. I'm addicted to these bloody Elf bars. It's terrible. Yeah, another podcast, banging. Can't wait for that. Since tattooing is a saturated industry, how would you make your portfolio stand out if you were looking at quality of work? Just practice. I would start building a portfolio on fake skin. If I was to go back into the industry now, I would be telling myself I'd be getting courses from my favorite tattooers. I'd buy some courses from my favorite tattooers. I'd save up for a good all-round machine. I'd probably spend a couple of grand, save over 6 months, 7 months, whatever. Save up for a decent setup, a good machine. I would get the Acus machine. I would get 2 inks like this, dynamic black, triple black, and a dynamic standard. Get all your like bits and bobs. You don't even need to get razors and stuff like that, because you're going to be tattooing fake skin, and just get sheets of fake skin, good quality fake skin. And I would start doing stuff on fake skin until you get it right, and you come away and you're like, actually, I like that, that's good. That's what I would do, and then I would build up all the best works, like finished works of art, off of fake skin, and go around studios or approach them in a way where you can, you know, build like an online kind of thing, presence for your fake skin work, because a lot of people just like looking at, and then you could even make it a business as well. Mate, I'm going with it. Like you could make it a business where you could do like, if you're really good on fake skin, because you'll get used to it by that point, you could then start selling your fake skins as like commission work and stuff. It'd be sick. It'd be so sick. I'd love to do that. How are you feeling about the Akus machine after some time? Yeah, I think it's amazing. I still think it's probably the best machine out in terms of all rounder. I think it's amazing. I really do. 2 years in, I struggle with solid saturation. It's all to do with the stroke and the types of needles. What I would get is medium taper needles for your saturation. If you're struggling with it, just slow your hand speed down as well. Slow your hand speed down, do small circles, and you should get that in. But yeah, using a 4-stroke plus machine would be good. We've been smashing through these questions today. Can you make an armband tattoo stencil? Mate, do you know what? That's stupidly hard, because when you go around an arm, you can't, it like doesn't meet up in the right place. It doesn't do this, it goes like that. It's hard. What's going on, Alejandro Fragapane from Argentina? What's going on, mate? Thank you for tuning in. Please smash a like on the video, guys. Jesse J says cheers. Oh yeah, I've answered that one. I'm at the stage of wanting to get my tattoo license. Is there anything you should know about? Just to make sure you've got washable floors. The walls have to be good as well. Clean walls. If you're going to be working near walls, I don't work near walls. And a sink. You need a sink. You need a separate sink. You need a good sink and a bad sink. We've got a sink just on the other side of this for dirty water, so that's what I use. Have you ever tattooed a person on burn scars? I haven't. Do you sometimes add, this is from JC Valteria, do you sometimes add a little colour on your black and grey work? I don't. I should do. I might do. I've done a couple like lines with blue eyes, tigers with blue eyes, stuff like that. Josh says, do you have a favourite style of tattoos to do? I do. I like doing anything black and grey, realistic. Chicano pieces are cool. I like doing roses, floral stuff. I used to like doing filigree. I don't tend to like doing filigree anymore, because I feel like you need to use lines in there, and I feel like there's artists that do filigree very well, and I think I need to practice on that a bit more. Tattooing a dog on fake skin. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some fake skin stuff on this channel, so hit the subscriber button for that as well, because I'm going to be doing some animal portraits on fake skin for you to look at. So keep an eye out for that. What US cities, Nathan says, what US cities do you have in mind that you would like to tattoo in? I'm going to LA first. Then I'll probably be going to, I know this is not in the US, it's in Canada, but I'm going to go to Toronto at some point as well, Montreal. New York, potentially Staten Island would be good as well, so I'll probably be going there. That's the only places I've got in mind so far. I've been in contact with people over there as well, so I'll be tattooing at some point in the near future, next year, in Staten Island. Chris Element, shout out to you as well. I'll be linking you up soon to sort that out. But yeah, guys, that's half an hour gone. I'm going to answer a couple more questions because my phone's going to die. Have you tried the CNC Q2 machine? Yes, it hits stupidly hard. I don't like it. There's no giving it at all. Thank you for the likes on the video, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going through a bit of a rough time right now in terms of mental health. So I'm just trying to stay blessed. I wanted to come on here and speak to you guys because you make me feel better. So, Kevin Davis, no worries, man. Cool. Yeah, keep an eye out. What's the name of the glasses frame? Smolgok. I don't even know, to be honest. I think they're just cheap. I don't even know. They're just like see-through glasses. I just like that style. What drop ratio would you use for bloodline in line with the grey wash in a 14 mil? I just use like a. It depends on the area I'm tattooing. If I'm bloodlining a tattoo, I'd almost kind of use like a light wash, so maybe a two drop cup or something, or a 3 drop cup, depending on what the area of the tattoo it is. But guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to come on next week and do another Q&A for a bit longer, but I'm going to shoot. Appreciate you coming on, and I'll see you in the next video. Please, if you want to ask me any questions, hit me on Instagram, and yeah, Oliver Air, and I'll reply. Appreciate you guys.